Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 6, Episode 31, where we watch My Mom, Your Dad, Season 1, Episode 1. And I'm Chris Lorenz. Beep, beep. Who tried making a podcast in this game?
I'm Brian, and I like the way you podcast.
I'm Noah Singer, and baby, welcome to the party.
I'm Max. What if I gave you a little massage?
These are all references to the show we watched. This is your first time listening. We watch a different reality show each week, discussing a new detail, whether it's good or bad. And last week, we watched Joe Millionaire. We had a poll on the Twitters to figure out what you thought about the show. You guys rated it a top third. So there you go.
Whoa.
Have it. If you want to tell us what you thought about this show, find us on Twitter at Who Put This On and rate in the poll. So Noah, what is this show?
A group of single parents move into a house together as their college-age kids try to pull strings from behind the scenes and get their parents a second chance at love. That is My Mom, Your Dad on HBO with tax.
HBO Max. I got it. Yes. I'm not sure the audience got it. But
the audience.
I got it.
Thank you.
It's a deep
very
cut.
inside joke. Very inside.
All right. So this show's kind of interesting. So they have like a mom or dad and their daughter or son, and the kids drop the parents off at this like baller house. Looks like California, somewhere in the Southwest. And they're mingling, talking, dating, and then all the kids go to their own mansion, and they're talking and mingling, and they get to view the parents as they date with this giant, what would you call this? Like
Command center.
Command center? Yeah, that's a good one. There's like 8 TVs. It's great.
It's totally outfitted for spy kids.
This is Spy Kids, the dating show. Yeah. So, as you know, this episode goes on, the kids get to interact with the parents and choose different things that happen, which we'll get into in the minutia here. But I think it's a very novel concept.
I wrote that this concept is adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's adorable, but also like, at some point, it could get very like reasons to go to therapy. Don't know where this is gonna go.
I mean, that's why you film it.
I mean,
I definitely like the kernel of like who is better to set you up on dates than your children. I'm not sure that it knocked that concept out of the park, but there is a kernel of interesting here.
Yeah. A side note, this is Love Month, so this is part of our Love Month, month.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say that. Follow our previous episodes for more of it.
There's a reason why this show, I think, felt a little more novel. This isn't a, how do we cut the cookie a different way, to put another reality show on. This is spun up by Greg Daniels. Those who don't know who he is, he's one of the producers of The Office, worked on Saturday Night Live, The Simpsons, and his daughter and him was like, hey, this sounds like a fun concept, and he just like spun it up. So
this isn't the guy that was in Dumb and Dumber?
That's Jeff Daniels.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, he co-created Parks and Rec and King of the Hill, like, this guy, like...
The editing of the
He's a
show...
kingmaker.
The editing of the show is so... Like, they do a really good job of, like, giving you some sexual tension and some weird looks that may or may not even have been there, but they really give a good period exclamation point to something. So, vastly, other shows do a terrible job.
there's also one added bonus about this, and that's the kids' house can also have some hookups. So you get 2 reality shows in one.
It's true.
Yeah.
Although it just seems like all the girls want the one guy.
Noah.
Noah!
Yeah. They all want Noah.
All right. Should we go through the minutia here? That's why we're here, right?
Let's do it.
Minutia away.
So let's go through, I guess, couple by couple. I don't have a lot of notes for everyone, but it seems to be the best way to go.
Well, actually, before we get to the couples, I want to say there's like 3 naming conflicts in this show. It's insane.
Yeah. They fixed it a little bit in there, but we'll go over this.
Maybe it might be best to go over the host first. Because Yvonne, she's the host, and she provides nothing.
Yvonne or
hell of a last name. I was watching this show with my mom, and she said, "Oh, that's the co-host of the Issa Rae show. She's a lawyer, so apparently my mom knows the host."
Yeah. So Yvonne was, one of the main stars on Insecure, with Issa Rae. She's a super good actor. Pretty funny comedian.
So downgrade is what we're telling.
Yeah, what happens?
I mean, probably, Insecure is a solid hit,
Well, I'm just preempting our question of is this an upgrade or downgrade for Apex, and she's doing nothing in this. This is kind of I'm assuming a payday. She's in the show.
Yeah, probably, but also you get to work with Greg Daniels, get be in good with him, so
Yeah, I mean, Dumb and Dumber was a great show. I mean, there isn't much, so we can move on. What we can say is that Jimmy is the retreat manager, and he comes in and does the, what do they call it, medal. When we'll get to that. But I thought
Jimmy he's the breakout star of this show.
I think he's great. I think the meddling in the show is,
Jimmy.
All right, so let's talk about our first couple. Our first mom or parent and child, I guess. We got Troy and Noah. Noah's the hot one. Troy's been divorced for 11 years, and it seemed like Troy and who else was getting along? Katie?
Or Karen, sorry.
Karen.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, Karen.
They end up going on a surprise date at the end. It's very wholesome. Seemed kind of funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then we've got Patricia, aka Trish, as the mom, and Whitney. Trish has been married 3 times.
Four times.
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah, and twice to the same guy.
Okay. So my note taking got out of hand a little bit there. What she said exactly. Yeah. I have some good quotes from her. There was a point after dinner or the next day where she was like, "We had a great threesome last night. It was my first time, and I still have no idea what she's talking about because it wasn't what a threesome is."
She was talking about dinner, how I guess they created 3 entrees, and so she has to have entrees from 3 different people.
Okay.
Whatever the joke was, nobody got it. Not the audience, not the people there.
Yeah.
No. But she seemed to be making sexual innuendos the whole episode. And that's too far.
She has some energy. I mean, you need somebody to have a little bit of that energy. I'm not going to knock it.
No,
I'm not knocking.
Yeah.
I would expect the person whose last name is literally Orgy to have that energy, but no.
She also has some good energy, flirting with Philip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's a fun character.
Yeah. But Trish has some good lines, they were talking, she was talking with Whitney in the car, and they were talking about, how second chance Trish is like, "No, I like me Camp better."
Oh, yeah, that was a good line. Good call. What else did I write down? She also, when Philip came into the house, she thought he was really attractive, and he thought she looked like Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, all the girls had a thing for Philip Sr.
Yeah. Philip had a lot of swag. He just brought the presents with him.
Should we talk about Philip?
Yeah, let's talk about Philip and PJ.
Okay, so I want to be clear that the names here are Philip Sr. and PJ, aka Philip Jr., and that's not the only Phils we're going to meet on this show. There's another Phil. They're from Oakland, and Philip Sr. walks into the house, and everybody's like, "This guy's a Greek god." he seems to be some sort of hardware, software guy from Oakland.
Yeah. I didn't really write down anything about this. Just wrote that he has a date with Dania.
Yeah, and boy, I don't know about it. They do. In reality shows, when somebody's boring, they'll just sort of cut a bunch of boring lines together.
Oh, yeah. This was
And-
great. This is definitely.
This guy's like, yeah, I'm responsible for ensuring that the hardware is utilized efficiently. That's a real quote.
Yeah.
And the editing didn't make it look that great for him, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was great for him. The editing didn't really need to do any work there.
Unclear.
Yeah, I mean, the editing made it look like he was terrible. But was he terrible? I don't think.
I agree.
I mean, like, it seemed like they got really distracted from the painting and just got into this, like, really deep monologue, which, if you're trying, like, there's a point of getting to know somebody, but then there's going too deep in something.
Did we ever get to actually see the painting?
No. I think
no.
they bailed on that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
which is like a really good tee up for a reality show, right? Like, 'cause you know the painting's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Then it's good to.
Before we get into more of the date, let's talk about Dania for a second. Let's talk about Dania and Miles, which is not the only Miles.
Yep.
There's another Miles, so they
This
just
is
call
Miles
him-
with a Y.
This one, they just start calling MJ. So we refer to MJ, that's Dania, and this Miles. Very confusing. She's been divorced for 14 years. Anyone have any other thing to say about her?
Nope.
All right, let's talk about this date a little bit. So they're doing the sip and paint.
Some paint.
And then Philip says, I like the way you stroke. Which I thought was a very, very fun, flirtatious line.
So,
He knows where he's at. But then, let's get into this medal. Okay.
Medal time.
So,
It's time to get a medal.
a gold medal.
so the kids at some point are introduced with the host saying that, okay, tonight, if you sleep on the floor, you can medal in these dates. So I don't understand what the point of the punishment here is. Like, that's why they're there. Like, if they don't medal, what the fuck are we watching? Like, I was so confused.
Yeah, like it adds a nice, like, fun little like treat in there. But also, like, do all the kids have to sleep on the floor? That
No,
was not
it's-
clear?
It's whoever's involved, whoever's parents are on the date, I would assume.
But, like,
Everyone's
yeah.
parents are,
But
except
yeah,
for one.
Right,
that's
but I
super
think
unclear.
you can like say no, I don't want to medal.
I don't think you can. I think it was a group decision. And it's unclear if everyone had to sleep on the floor or
Wild.
some of them.
Yeah, it was very unclear.
Because at some point it was like, thanks for taking one for the team, which kind of said, and they kind of cut away before the end. Like, there's some editing jinx, like charcuterie.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
not the
anyway,
right word.
it's-
Editing charcuterie.
I was
I like
like,
that.
hijinks. I'm coming up with new words. New words.
So anyway, it's medal time for Dania and Philip Sr. And they are given two choices. I remember the first one, which is send them a sexy s'mores kit. Which, first off, what the fuck? What was the second
The
option?
second one was just wine.
Oh,
It was,
send
it was
them-
a trick bottle, whatever that means.
yeah, they worded it like it was going to like spill on them or something. I don't
Yeah.
fucking know.
That's
So
what it
anyway,
seemed
all-
like.
All of these options were really
They were
didn't seem appetizing. Sexy s'mores was kind of the winner, I think.
Yeah.
So, all these medal times were set up in two paths. One is to lead them down the sexy path, and one is to get out of this path.
Like, ruin the day.
Yeah, so it'll give you an out if you see things like really going off the rails.
Which, as a group, you're always going to pick the sexy time, I think. Because there's like 7 kids. And like 5 of them just want this, most of them probably just want this thing to go. They don't want to ruin a date. generally. Maybe like one or two do. But in this group situation, I was going to go with the sexy one. And I think future-wise, I think it would be smart of them to be like, you get to choose. And then they would, like, one of them would potentially ruin it.
Ooh. Now I actually just thought of another aspect of this. So the second option was usually just like oh man, this part of it's over. What if it's just like actually kick sexy time into gear? Like, just, I'll get out of the hot tub. Let's stop painting. We gotta go change our clothes. Oh no. I have no idea what they're doing these metal times though.
I thought, anyway, I like that they added like the sexy part into this date.
Mm-hmm.
Like totally. That was kind of interesting. This s'mores thing was weird. So they got a s'mores kit and they got blindfolds. So they blindfolded themselves and fed each other s'mores.
I don't think it was that crazy.
This is not the first reality show I've seen where you get blindfolded and you stick something in somebody else's mouth.
Yeah,
I've seen this with like strawberries.
It's just like, did they make the s'mores blindfolded? Like, where are they? Did they heat those marshmallows up? Like, I have questions.
God, I hope
and then watching people feed each other blind is hilarious, but I'm not sure how sexy.
I think strawberries would be sexy, but s'mores is just like you're trying to fit this huge ass rectangle in, and it's not going to be good.
Mm-hmm. No, but it did a good job of escalating the date. Like, I feel like the meddling option should be super clear. Like, escalate the date or do something that's like gonna tilt.
Yeah, I mean, you got a sex for sure. So our next child and adult we're gonna go with is Phil and Miles. Phil and Miles, I don't really have anything right now.
I got some stuff. They're from Arizona. Phil is a software engineer, and personally, I think he looks a little like Gus Fring.
He does. He really does.
That's the Gus Fring guy. He goes on a hot tub date with Trish.
Yeah.
This was the most awkward date. I didn't think they had much chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just want to call him Gus. Like, Phil's like, he just is not really made for reality TV. He's very reserved, doesn't say much, stoic character. It's interesting to see if he can like transform it to play more to the camera.
Maybe we just haven't seen him in his elements yet.
Yeah, this is not an element for a first date. Like this like hot tub. And both of them seemed awkward in this hot tub. So I don't think these two people were the right person to send them this
no, but
personal.
Even outside the hot tub, Phil was not like
Phil is definitely an awkward person, but like get him the awkward person into something he knows or like wants to do, but put him in something he doesn't want to do. He's just gonna go deeper into the well there. Anyway, so the meddling for this date was either a massage kit or a big thing. Big loud.
Yeah.
So that one's a little more obvious that it's like, okay, well, it's either sexify the date or ruin it. So
I really wanted to see Jimmy just bring out a fan, pop it, turn it on, walk away. No words.
It's too quiet out here.
I really
also,
wish,
like,
I wish Jimmy would get more into it. I want Jimmy to like have a little bit more personality. I'm sorry for the listeners for getting into our delayed Zoom conversations. What's up, Max?
So two things. I don't think either of these options really fit the situation because, like, I don't want to necessarily break it off, but the massage, nothing registered as like we should do either of these. Personally,
the date didn't seem like it was going well. Adding massage kit to this thing isn't going to really elevate it to any level. Adding a big fan just seemed really rude. Like
I would definitely say that like this wasn't going well just because.
So I googled about Jimmy. And I learned some spoilers. Is everybody on this show okay with some minor spoilers?
It's all right.
I am.
All right, listeners, if you really are invested in the show, cover your ears. Okay, Jimmy mysteriously disappears from the show at some point.
Who is Jimmy?
Jimmy is the metal type guy.
The member.
The butler.
Interesting. I was like, we're talking about Phil. Who's Jimmy?
Yeah.
So wait.
Anyway, I don't know. That's as far as I got.
He got COVID. They had to kick him out of the show.
That's what they think.
Oh, yep.
Oh, Jimmy.
That would make sense. We have Jimmy's sick. We have Rory here take his place. All right. So their day went whatever, and that's all I really have to say about Phil. Then we got Scott and Alexandra, or Alex, I think she was called. Scott has 2 divorces. He is a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
He has a tattoo with a naked woman on a knife. Is a very bad tattoo, and
Somebody mistakes it for a penis.
somebody also called it a boobies tattoo because it's a naked woman.
I mean, it is a boobies tattoo.
It really is.
What's on your arm? Boobies. Oh, I love boobies. Oh, wait, it's actually boobies.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. I like the Sith Lord talk at the beginning because Alex was like, okay, do not talk about Star Wars. And then he gets into this like really bad Star Wars fan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cute.
I really hope he bangs somebody in the Chewbacca socks.
Oh. Do you like that, Brian?
Yeah, I do.
This is where I think we need to talk about the other thing that happened with the kids in this episode. So after all the mingling happens, the kids get to pick who goes on dates. So we got Noah and Troy, and like Troy and Karen are really hitting it off.
Oh yeah.
And like Noah wants them to go on a date, and like Karen's daughter doesn't really want them to go on a date for some reason.
Well, no, she makes it clear because
she makes it clear, but it doesn't make any sense.
It does.
I don't know. I think it does. So to bring everyone along, from the introduction of Karen and her daughter Brianna's like, my mom falls too quickly for someone, then gets tunnel vision and only wants to think about one guy. And so she wants her mom to, see what's in the ocean before committing to her catch.
I think it was a very reasonable move.
Yeah, actually very mature too.
You're in a house of 4 guys. Like, you talking about like dating apps and stuff? Sure.
But even
I understand on a conceptual level having that attitude, but on there's 4 guys, these people are hitting it off. Like, let's separate them so you can see if this other guy's a good guy or not.
Yeah, because otherwise, what's going to happen for the rest of the show? Like, those 2 are just going to be like stuck together, and
you don't know anything wrong with this dude.
No, I don't. But like, if the kid recognizes it's a constant problem, then maybe it's like, let's try to break the habit. Like, if you're trying to actually fix something, then let's fix it here.
You're not fixing this habit in this house of 4 guys. That's just
you're probably not fixing it, but at least like you're going to introduce a different behavior that could fix it later.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so what happens is Scott goes on a date with Karen, and they do a pool date. And Scott seems like he gives off this like cool guy, but like cool douche guy vibe. Like he's always got to win. He's winning. They play pool. He always had to win. And
she was like, "Is he mansplaining pool?"
He did. I mean, the edit definitely made it seem like,
now it's probably making him look better.
So this day didn't go super well, but it didn't go bad. Their meddling was they could. Oh, what was it? They could introduce a song to slow dates, or they could force mandate meditation time.
Okay, here's the thing. In the context of pool, I think those are basically equivalents.
Yeah. I mean, but like a slow dance really gets like more of an intimate connection, which we find out that Scott is not a good dancer. He doesn't dance really, I guess, at all.
No.
And Karen likes dancing, so finding out what you don't like. Yes, really.
These are some of the biggest record scratch meddling that we've seen.
Yeah. Well, what kind of meddling are we going to have? Like, is Jeremy going to come in and just like Jimmy come in and like destroy the pool table and so that Karen wins? Like, force Karen to win? Is that the kind of meddling we're going to have?
What if Jimmy had remote controlled pool balls that he could like?
What if we could have it so the pool table breaks?
Jimmy's a pool ringer.
I really wanted them to choose meditation though, because I was just curious like how they were going to execute that. Like, hey, stand next to each other and breathe in and out for 10 minutes.
Jimmy's just standing there.
Here's the thing. I think a specific kind of meditation could be in its own way like intimate and in some way sexy. Not for me, but for somebody.
I see where you're going.
That's definitely the date ender one, though.
Saj or a loud fan?
Would you like a loud fan, meditation time, or a bottle of wine that is still wine? I feel like you might take that.
And you'll take the meditation time between the three.
I mean, the loud fan is depends how long
terrible.
Loud fans.
I mean, a loud fan is super annoying. Like, get out of here. I don't want to deal with you.
What about the fake wine and then having to go up and change?
Yeah, that can be good, but the loud fan, I think meditation's the best one. Fake wine, you gotta change, loud fans, annoying. Meditation, I'm gonna go with Max's.
Or you could lick the wine off the person.
Oh.
I mean,
suck it out of the clothes.
It's day one, Chris. Chris, have you ever licked wine off somebody on day one?
I mean, how much wine have you licked off?
That's not a no, Chris.
No.
No,
I was just.
What do you mean you don't know? You don't remember?
No, I said no.
Okay.
I'm just laughing at the scenario.
Yeah, it's fun. It's okay to lick wine. It's fine.
So the last kind of minutia another minutia, is that Noah, since, what's his name? Troy didn't get to go on a date. Noah got to choose if he went on a date and who that was with. So at the end of the meddling time, he picked, for Noah, Troy and Karen together. And then they cut off the episode at Dissonance. Which then Brian and I proceeded to watch the next 3 minutes of the next episode.
I actually didn't know that he picked Troy and Karen.
I was gonna say, I was like, did I miss that at the end? Because I thought that was a cliffhanger.
No, the cliffhanger was, will he set Troy up on a surprise date or not?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers.
They go on a date, and the date is like in a room, the room with a bed, with like a queen bed and like a patio. So they go on this patio and have like a drink.
I mean, some deep minutia. I'm surprised they're making these like 40, 50-year-old people sleep on bunk beds, like twin bunk beds. Like, what the fuck?
I don't really see bunk beds. Where did you see that?
Oh no, I saw that too. Reality show, dude. It's gotta be as cheap as possible.
Wow.
Well, once you're coupled up, you can go into the queen bedrooms.
I mean, people on the challenge are banging in bunk beds all the time.
Yeah, but they're like 20. Like,
not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe early 30s. Like, I don't watch the challenge that much, but the people on this show are past the age where bunk beds, like, their backs are gonna.
Why do you have to be ageist?
It's not ageist. It's your back hurts when you do.
You can have a bunk bed with like a nice bed. Like, what does that even mean?
But these beds are tiny.
Right? What does that even mean?
Wait, slow down. Chris, Brian, do you know how old CT is?
He's like 45.
He's 41. That's incredible. What a guy.
He just won. Spoilers.
This is a challenge guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway, I don't understand this whole like your back's gonna hurt because you're in a twin bed. I don't get that. Like you're in a garbage bed, sure, but like a twin bed doesn't mean it's garbage. It just means it's small.
Do they make nice twin beds?
I'm sure they do.
Absolutely. I mean, granted,
Go to the Purple website and tell me they won't sell you a single.
How'd you know I was looking that up? I literally put in first a twin purple mattress. Like I was like, yeah, they sell twin purple mattress. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's just like you go to a hostel. Okay, those beds probably not expensive. So but like, just because it's a single bed doesn't mean it can't be expensive.
Yeah. No, it's you get a twin purple mattress, twin bed for $675.
There you go. Any other minutia people want to talk about?
Yeah, I have some. One, I love the handshake between Dania and Miles. When they left, they had like a whole like good to go thing. It was pretty cool.
I totally missed that thing.
I vaguely remember that.
It was very nice. The other one, which I love that they do this on the show. So everyone had the same necklace on. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah,
do you know why?
That's their microphone.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought it was super cool to have this microphone that's a necklace rather than have like the bulky microphone thing in the back. I think that was pretty cool.
So a lot of shows we've seen have the guys with kind of a necklace that is clearly a microphone with like, a black fuzzball on it, and the women, they are mic'd up with like a wire leading up to like their top or something. This is the first time I've seen it like disguised the way it was, and yeah, I thought it worked.
Yeah, seemed fine.
The real big fashion choice was those hats.
Oh yeah, we looked at those hats.
I don't get it.
They are tie-dye fedoras that all the like young men wear.
Yeah, it looks like they're at like a very fancy bar mitzvah, and like they walked out with these hats.
Brian and I almost ordered. We were looking them up.
I gotta be honest, I did not catch these hats at all.
How did you miss it? How did you miss these hats? This was meddling time. They kept shooting. Going to know wearing this hat.
Noah had
know.
one. I think Miles had one.
Yeah, all
MJ
three
had
like,
one. Yeah,
all three gentlemen, young kids, young gentlemen.
I must have.
You muted yourself there for a second. I don't know why you did.
Furiously scribbling notes is probably why I missed it.
Yeah, probably. If you're writing notes, you can miss it. You could miss it. It's not like most obvious. Hats.
It was, I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the kid's house that's like very upscale wedding or more appropriately bar mitzvah, like schlock that they throw out.
Okay, so would you rather have this threesome meal that they make together, so you have to make the meal, or would you rather have Domino's? Like the kids had Domino's, which was
So Phil, I believe, aka Gus Spring, made some baller-looking meatballs. Somebody said they looked like they were from a magazine, and I gotta say, it looked magazine-esque.
Yeah, I mean, when you work at El Pollo Loco for so long, you know your food.
Oh yeah,
Pollo Hermanos.
Everybody knows
Oh no, Pollo Hermanos.
and it's also not in New York.
No,
So
it's in Mexico. But,
I get your you try.
Yeah.
But this is where my clip came from, because at some point somebody finds 2 slices of pizza in like this giant pan, and like the editing added like fire alarm beeps to it, and I thought that was really
yeah, the pan pizza was a nice touch.
I didn't realize that was editing, but yeah, you might be right, because they were too calm about it.
Yeah, there's no there's no smoke, there's nothing, but they did a great job of trying. Like, I really think most people would think of that actually.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, in my head, and the evidence makes it seem like.
I think you're right, because like if there were a fire alarm, I wouldn't be talking to somebody. I'd walk outside.
Yeah, but they definitely all like shook. They're like, "What is that? What is that?" It was some kind of noise. Oh no, that was the metal. Sorry.
The metal alarm.
Yeah.
That was also a good moment where, like, one of the kids was like, "What do you mean metal? Are we gonna win a medal? Are we giving out a medal?" Like,
That was
medaling. Like
that was
like,
rough.
medal, like an Olympic medal. And I thought that was really fun.
Yeah. Like, oh, buddy. I think that was MJ. Like, oof.
Yeah, so these kids are pretty young. They're 18 to like 22, I think it seems.
Yeah.
Well, we know Noah was 18 because all the girls were into Noah before he was 18. What are these 18-year-olds getting fed? They hot is what.
But they specifically said cute. They didn't say hot. Yeah.
This is another. What's the Seinfeld reference? Never mind. I think they're hot and heavy. Are they hot and heavy or not? Hot and heavy.
Yeah, it will be interesting if like two pairs actually hook up, like the mom and the dad hook up, and like the daughter and the son hook up.
But do you think that if you were like you hooked up, you were on the show, you were one of the teenagers on the show, young adults, and you hook up, would you try to get your parents to hook up or break up? Because like you have some power to break them up.
I mean, you don't have that much power.
You have some.
I don't think anything I did.
You would try. I'm not saying you would succeed. Like you would pick that loud thing, or you would pick them not to go on a date. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't think like anything I did could stop true love.
You got to be here for the right reasons. That's the right reasons. Should we get Dr. Pepper on the show? You got to have to trust
Is Dr. Pepper one of their kids? Because those are the only marriage experts they have.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah. Any other minutiae you guys? Should we move on to questions?
I have one, which is just don't really. You've never seen an old person dating show before. That's cool.
Yeah, that is. The flirting on the show is really good. I thought that they were like really into it. It was fun. Which I equate to it being an older person show, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have a candidate for worst human being, or should we just move on?
I'm kind of in the mood for Scott. He wasn't really nice on his date. Like, he's a little too competitive for like trying to meet somebody.
Nobody was awful.
Yeah, nobody was really awful. Like, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Is it the producer that picked Giant Loud Fans?
No, it's going to be the producer who picked Phil, Miles and Miles.
Yeah, that's bad.
There you have it. Good call. We already talked about the host. We talked about all the issue we wanted to talk about. Would this show be better as a Quibi? Or TikTok?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, long form works for it.
What do you think the production schedule of the show is? Or was?
Yeah. I think it's probably pretty quick. My guess would be maybe like 2 weeks. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm going to like a 2-week category.
Well, we're looking here at like we probably gotta have 2 week quarantine show because it's probably filmed during COVID. So we'll add 2 weeks to whatever number we have to say because it would be quarantine.
Sure.
Then I think you're right. It's probably about 2 weeks, I imagine. So 1 episode, and that was like 1 night. But I think there are a decent number of episodes. I think there's like 10.
Oh, I got the answer.
Oh, okay. Bring it to us.
It was filmed in various parts of California, House of Santa Monica. 5-week schedule in July 2021.
5 weeks?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. On the Internet Corner, can you look up, like, do people get kicked off the show and how they get kicked off the show?
I'll look up.
Internet
I have a question, which is, what idea would you guys come up with for a 2-person reality show dates?
I got one. Pole dancing lessons.
Oh, that's so good.
I got one. Naked paddle.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the classic date, mini golf. Mini golf.
See, pool was also like a really good one. Like 2 of the 3 were pretty good.
Pool is good. I thought the paint sip was a good idea.
Absolutely.
I think the hot tub was not a date one idea.
No.
I think the problem here is that this is a COVID production. You got to, like, most of the, at least day one, it seemed like we're staying on the top.
Yeah.
And so there's no mini golf. There's no naked paddleboarding. There's no, like, so it had to be something they could do in the house while the other rooms are occupied. So you couldn't use the living room. You couldn't use the outside, I guess, even though unclear because, like, the paint sip was during the day and the hot tub was at night. So there's some, like, shenanigans going on there. Unclear.
I mean, we
5
don't know how
weeks?
late it is. Yeah, we don't
5
know.
weeks, they're gonna run out of date ideas.
Yeah, they got to go out. That's probably how Jim got COVID.
What about, like, a Jenga on the front lawn? Just, like, play giant Jenga.
Ooh, with like,
That's-
yeah, they have like,
That's
the
10
writing on it.
minutes.
I don't know. There's dinner.
So I have an update just to jump in. To give some little spoilers, like, so they play like Truth or Dare, you know, so that's like a good, like, date thing going on. And then the kids get to choose one of the parents to take off.
Oh. So they're picking that, like, they get.
Yeah, so they get to choose at some point, and then it also looks like at some point, again, spoiler down the hole, someone just decides to leave.
But in general, most people stay on the show.
It seems like it beyond because it's probably like the 4 guys, 3 women. They probably kick off one of the, like, they get one of the guys off.
Well, I think they add people. They made an implication.
Oh, maybe. I don't.
That was
I'm not trying to go too deep into the spoilers. Just kind of like I'm looking at the episode description for the season.
Yeah.
My genius date idea is private room karaoke 2 people. Let's go.
That's great.
That's a good one.
I feel like
that works very well as a reality show. You gotta have the rights of the songs.
No, it's a cover of the song, so it's okay.
I feel like you need like a Duraflame log of karaoke to like get it going. Because if you have 2 people that like really can't, you know, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, you need some whiskey there. Yeah. And I don't think they're looking for whiskey.
No, some of them were looking for vodka.
I mean, some of them are, but not all.
Would this show be better if all the contestants were kids?
No.
We've seen that show. Have we seen the reverse of the show? I know the reverse exists, but I don't know if
we've seen something where the parents are involved in matches, but not actively fucking with dates.
Yeah. I feel like it's more common than the reverse. We just haven't really done it.
Yeah, so there's an MTV show called Parental Control that is a little bit like the reverse.
Maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe
no.
we'll audible that.
No, we watched it. It's called Married by Mom and Dad.
That's another one.
Yeah. I'm just...
My mom, your dad, they're just powerful.
All right, let's do... Who do you think's going to hook up next? And I think, you can make a good case for Troy and Karen.
Oh, yeah.
Traren.
You can make a good case, I think, for Noah and one of the women or one of the young women.
I was going to say Whitney.
You think Whitney? I think it's Scott's kid. Is that Stephanie?
Alexandra.
Alexandra,
yeah. That could be good.
Here's the thing. Noah's like 18, and I get the feeling the other ones are not 18.
They're old enough to drink.
Some are. Some. Whitney is. Unclear about the others.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That's a fun question. let's do drinking. So I'll kick us off here. Anytime there's some flirtations, take a drink. Brian, you got a drink rule?
I think drink a shot every time the kill the Dayton meddling takes place.
So they picked the wrong medal?
Yeah, they pick the one that they pick the meddling that does not make it sexy.
The unsexy option.
Yeah.
So you take a shot.
Yeah.
Max, what do you got?
Every time there's an awkward silence, take a shot.
You guys, your shots. Noah.
Man, you guys took a lot of them. I'm gonna say anytime there's food involved, take a drink.
It's a good one. A stock, that's a good one. Anytime they're drinking, take a drink.
Every time there's Domino's involved, whip out your Domino's infused vodka and take a sip.
I have lots of questions, Max. You can't see by squinting.
Oh, I mean, I can.
But, well, the audience can't see by squinting. In terms of, maybe once we're done, you could tell us how you make your vodka-infused Domino's. And you can figure that out. Let's see. I kind of ruined my mood.
I want to say also drink every time there's like a bad flirting or dating moment where it's just like they clearly don't know what to do.
Like an awkward moment.
Not just awkward, like but you actively know that like it's bad. Because there's gonna be lots of awkward flirting too. Because like
yeah,
like,
I think the flirting.
I think so too because there's more energy of that. But after some of the dates that we saw here, there might be also a lot of bad opportunities.
Yeah. Like you want to like have some drinks for when they go on a date that they don't want to be on, because there's not going to be any flirting. There's going to be just some like weird, awkward silences and like.
Yeah, and that's also where I think that they can push the button to bail on this date.
Yeah, interesting. All right, that's enough drinking rules. Let's do. What do you love about the show? Max, what do you love about the show?
Just the kernel of your kids steering for dating life. I think there's really something to that. I think that's fun.
Brian, what do you love about this show?
I mean, we talked about it a little before that, like it flips the script on like we don't really see like old people dating, and that's an amazing sight because it can be just as awkward, and everybody should find somebody to love if they want to. So, like the fact that you're going on the show is very positive.
Noah, what do you love about the show?
Well, I just want to say, can anybody find me somebody to love? Off of Brian's.
You gotta sing it though.
I know. Next time. Cliffhanger. So what I love about the show is it's a lot what you guys mentioned. I also think it's just produced very well, like the editing, the scripting, the tee ups. I just think it's packaged very nicely together. On top of what you guys said.
Yeah, I mean, what I love about the show is the editing is really good. They like put people in weird moments that are very entertaining. There's like a lot of people here making awkward things. Like it's really emphasized. Like it's almost like a clip level, but they're not clips. They're just like weird, awkward things people say. It's great. I think that the production's good. The production of the show elevates it to the next level. We've seen so many productions get like downgraded because of how they've been produced. And the production on this show is next. It's very good. If you're looking for how to produce a reality show, this is a great show.
Yeah.
100%. All right, let's do our last question where we do ratings. So we have a stack ranking system with the top, middle, bottom, third, and some people stagger their stack ranks. Max, what do you have?
Middle third, middle to middle. Just like I didn't hate it. So here's an issue I have with the show. simultaneously it feels like there's not enough contestants, but too many people to keep track of with all the kids. I think if there were a crew of 9 datas in the dating pool, it'd be a little more dynamic. But, it was fine. I won't watch more. It was fine.
Ryan, what do you got?
I'm putting it in the top, the bottom of the top. I really like the concept. I was very engaged with this, and despite getting a little bit of spoilers, I'm gonna go watch some more.
Noah, what do you got?
This is top. I'm gonna put it in middle of the top. Like, I don't think this is like, man, I'm gonna go tell everyone about this show, which I get closer to top to top. But I definitely will watch more of it. I think it's done very well. The concept is novel, and that's saying a lot for a genre that has been exploited to the 9th degree. It's just one that's just very enjoyable. So yeah, middle top.
All right, I'm also going to put this in the top. I think the production on this was great. I don't know why, but I thought the dates were fine. Like, the people seemed like the people they picked seem like interesting. They don't feel like complete douchebags or like uninteresting. Like, I think the show is great. So, top third. There you have it.
Damn, I'm odd man out.
Yeah. Way to go, Max. You broke the street. You broke it. Anyway, let's get to some shout outs. So, normally, I shout out non-reality shows, but this week, I watched Cheer Season 2. They did a great job with the whole Jerry situation. You don't know the situation he's in. And overall, the season was good, but a little depressing. Like, it's not like a very uplifting season of television. But I'm invested. We got a new cheer squad so you kind of get like a look on 2 different sides. They did a great job with season 2. Max, you're waving at me.
Oh, no, I was waving at Beverly.
Oh, not waving at me all the time. You're waving at somebody else. Okay. And the second thing I watched, which is very new, the new season of Love is Blind is and I popped that on the side today, and it's entertaining.
I've seen some clips. There are some real losers on that show.
Yeah, I think it's worth a watch, especially if you liked the first season. Very similar. So there are my shout outs this week. Brian, you got a shout out?
So I'll give a shout out to this cartoon on Netflix, Disenchantment. Matt Groening, pretty good. I also want to give a follow-up to last week's Joe Millionaire for Richer or Poor. I watched the next episode, and it was better. A, because it was a reasonable length. B, there was not intense drama. But I also still think that it's going to go on for way too long, because they only kicked off one person. It still is just basically Bachelor combined with Double Shot of Love.
Yeah. So Beverly's been watching a lot of it because she watched the pilot with me, and yeah, it actually is like a pretty slow burn. It's unclear if they have any rules and like how many people they have to take off each week. I'd say it's nice, like, as they do the characters definitely like get a good amount of backstory, and obviously the expected drama. It's watchable, like The Bachelor is watchable, and at least from the bits I've been able to glance over my shoulder, it feels a little less cringy, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I would still keep my rating the same. If it keeps kicking off people at this slow pace, I would downgrade it. Because you're right, Chris, that the last one where they kicked off a bunch of people at once was way better. Like, you're filtering this, you're getting to the nitty gritty.
I mean, it was like a 6-episode show.
Yeah, this is not going to be that.
Which in 2022, you're just trying to get 1 million eyeballs. And like, those 1 million eyeballs that like this show might just keep watching it if there's like 15 to 20%. And like, when you're trying to capture 15 million eyeballs, like, there's ain't no way. Right? So like, I could definitely see why it's going on. But
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Take a drink. I don't know. Max, you got a shout out this week?
Yeah, I've been watching this new show called Billions Season 1. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Is it Billions or Billions?
Season 1. Billions Season 1. I was introduced to the show by like watching an episode here and there of Season 4 with Noah and Kay. I think it was Noah. Anyway, Season 4 or Season 1, good stuff. What else? There's this video game franchise called Pokemon. There's a new one out. So the one before this one sucked, and this new one, Legends Arceus, like
does
they
that have to do
finally
with that character on Gumby? Pokey?
Yeah, Pokey. Yeah. Anyway, Pokemon Legends Arceus is shockingly good. Like they finally changed the formula after 20-something years. It's good.
Different game?
Yeah.
Like it's not the same game mechanic?
What about Pokemon Stadium? Pokemon Snap?
Yeah, no, but those are not mainline. This one is. This one, it's good. It's shockingly good. I can't believe it.
Noah, you have a shout out this week?
Raised by Wolves Season 2 is out. I don't have a rating, positive or negative on it yet.
You cannot tell, like, that show is so bad. I couldn't even finish Season 1.
I finished Season 1.
Alright, there you have a shout out. There's a show.
Max, I was gonna ask, did you catch them all?
No, but actually the goal of the new one is you gotta catch them all.
Whoa.
Whereas the previous ones you had to just defeat the Elite Four.
Oh, really? I never got into Pokemon like that. I don't know much about it.
My college roommate, Matt, who some of you may have met on a Michigan trip. Anyway, his parents were hardcore Christians and prevented him from playing Pokemon as a kid. So he played the original Game Boy game in like 2012 just to be like, fuck you, Mom and Dad, I'm playing Pokemon. And he loved it. Yeah, a grand old time.
Good for Matt.
The grand old time.
Yeah, so, still on the Nathan For You thing. I'll probably finish that soon enough.
Oh my god, I love Nathan For You so bad.
Yeah, it's so good. Finished Station 11. I think it was fine. I don't, like, people seem to really love it. It was okay.
Yeah.
Cinematography was great. Like, I think there's a lot of, like, artistic aspects of it that I'm like, yeah, I can see it's winning a lot of awards. But something as, like, I'm enjoying this.
Here's my thing with Station 11. There's a lot of Hamlet and Shakespeare going on in that show, and I think very much it's like a masturbatory, oh, I'm a screenwriter, oh, I love Hamlet, all the other screenwriters at the Academy are going to love my show.
Yeah, you hit it on the head. Like, there's so many Shakespeare, like, allegories that I just have no fucking clue that, like, just goes over my head. But you know, because there's so much, like, infighting and, like, that's what they're alluding to. But no clue. The new show, which I know is pretty popular right now, but it's definitely worth it, is Inventing Anna on Netflix. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. If not, you'll get around to it. It's worth your time. It's fun.
Alright, before I leave you, I saw the new Jackass movie, and it was fun. If you like old Jackass, I recommend give it a watch. Watch with a crowd. It's fun. Well, as long as you can deal with some male genitalia, I think you'll have a good time.
Yeah. Actually, on movies, there's a new Charlie Kelly movie. Or Charlie Day.
Charlie Kelly.
It's on Amazon. It's a
Pacific
cute,
Rim 2.
it's a pretty good movie. Like, it's not too, like, romantic comedy. It's fun. I recommend it.
I would also not recommend watching Marry Me. It's a new rom-com on Paramount Plus and out in theaters with Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson.
Yeah, why the fuck would you watch that?
I don't know. I like Owen Wilson. It was not good.
It's 6.2 on IMDb. That's not.
I mean, it was fine. I just wouldn't recommend you.
That makes sense.
Like, J-Lo, like, has a whole album like in this movie. Like it's all like seems like new songs. I'm assuming they're new. I don't know enough to know. She sings a lot in this movie, so maybe you like it. I don't know.
They have
It wasn't very. It was fun.
they have the Game of Thrones like pastor guy in it.
Samuel
Tarly.
The pastor guy. Do you know? If I told you the pastor guy in Friends, you'd have no idea who that is.
No way.
I had to jog my memory. I was like, he's like the smart one.
The smart one, maybe. You could go with that. Anyway, that's it for us this week. Next our current plan is to watch what's the name of the show.
Ready for Love?
Ready for Love. Ready to Love.
Ready to Love, sorry.
I might try to shake it up. Like, Love is Blind, season 2. It could be good to do a reflection, see where we're going.
We'll talk. But right now, the plan is to watch Ready to Love.
We're going to watch season 5, episode 1. It aired in January. Or season 3, episode 1 of Fusion Comcast. Very weird. Very confused.
If you have a suggestion that I want to finish Love Month with, tweet at us at Who Put the Song. And we could, maneuver to that. Who knows?
Maybe we'll even invite you on.
Yeah.
You know,
you want to be on the podcast.
Yeah, it's only $49.99 pre-tax to compile it.
You can find us on Twitter at Who Put This On. Tell us what you thought about this show and what show we should watch next. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. Find us on TikTok at Who Put This On Podcast. And
Chris, what are we watching next week?
we already just talked about this. Where were you?
Did you miss that?
Sorry.
Or is this like a joke?
No, I missed it.
All right, well, there you go. How Max is paying attention. All right, you can email us questions and suggestions at gmail.com. And please rate us on iTunes and Spotify. We'll see you guys next time.
Max, we should have asked you this. Would you go on the show with your mom?
No, absolutely not.
How do we miss that?
You don't want to meddle with your mom?
My mom was so judgmental about the show, as she is with many things, but especially the show.